Hey guys, what's up? I'm going to make this quick video about Animbot 1.4 updates. I think our guys are gonna love it. I'm really excited about releasing this. So the first thing I'm gonna show you is the sliders pop-up. You need to assign this to a hotkey. So once you do that, you can use the sliders anywhere on the screen. So that's gonna save a lot of mouse traveling. You can also customize it a little bit. I would recommend though getting used to Shift, Control and Alt combinations, because then you don't need to have all of those sliders at once. You can just have one of each color, and then you can use pretty much everything. If you right click on this, you can see here all of the combinations that you can do. Once you get used to the ones that you like, it becomes a second nature. And the next thing, the selection sets also can be used as a pop-up. So let's assign a hotkey to this guy. And then I'm gonna assign maybe X key. You can even close this now. Once I hit X, it's gonna pop up whatever I am. So I can select the leg and even use my sliders. Another quick feature on this, the transparency mode. So if you turn that on, it's going to sort of use less screen space by being transparent. And that's also going to apply to the pop-up. Next thing that I'm going to show you is a new slider. It's called mirror to frame. You can mirror a pose that you have to a pose that is on another frame when that is useful. So let's say I have this walk cycle here and I just killed the animation on that leg here on the left leg. And I'm gonna try to copy whatever I have on the right one. Here I have a 24 frame cycle. What I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna click on this button here and I'm gonna pick frame 1. And now that I'm on frame 13 on that leg, I can just mirror to that pose there. And you can keep doing this for all the poses. So next one is the smart Euler filter. If I turn that on, whenever I use any tool in Animbot like Green Machine or Align or the X-Form tools over here, easy in and out, it's gonna apply an Euler filter on top of it. But it's different than Maya's Euler filter. I'm gonna show an example of what happens if I use a tweener. So it's tumbling around. If I do not have that on, as you can see here, it's gonna just set a key there. It's not gonna do anything. If I turn that guy on, it's kind of a normalized curve. Instead of having a lot of turns, it just pick it up like the most short path. You may know the Maya's Euler filter here, but the problem with that one is that if I apply the Euler filter to that curve, it's gonna normalize everything. So sometimes you don't want that, especially if you have a very long scene. You probably don't want to apply Euler filter anymore because it might screw up things that are not in your view. This one, it's gonna apply just for the section that you need. If you just want to apply the filter, you can apply just selectively. And it's gonna take care of offsetting things, keeping your rotations. And the last and most excited feature is Animbot Workspace. Now you can customize everything. There's a few workspaces that comes with it. There's a beginner workspace here with just like the basic tools. So that's good for people that are just jumping in Animbot. And then you have a compact mode. Of course, you can include things here as you wish. If you use Animbot for a long time, you may remember that it was not possible to remove all of the tools here. If you don't want any of the sliders at all, you can just remove them. And now how you bring that back, you can either go to the workspace panel or you can just right click on the toolbar. Another thing that you can do is to shuffle the groups around and also the position of the toolbar. Sometimes if you have two monitors and one Animbot on the other one, you can have it float. And the cool thing is that you can save that as a workspace and quick switch to that. So one thing that you can do to quick switch the spaces is right click. The next thing that I'm going to talk about is some UI changes. Here on the top I have version 1.3.1. You remember those little buttons here? They enabled the overshoot for the sliders. Now they are gone. They are now on the right side here. The other thing is world space. It's going to enable the world space for some of the sliders here. It's good for like fixing sliding feet. But now that's also gone. Instead of having that as a toggle, now you have this as another mode. So it's easier to access actually, because You don't need to toggle one button to use it. For example, here, tweener, if I alt and middle click, I already have access to that. Other thing that moved is the blend to mirror. Before you would find it here, but now it moved over there. Now I'm gonna talk about some key improvements on it. The first thing that you'd notice is the height. The other thing is the speed that it launches. Bring that one up. I'm gonna bring this one up. The other one's still loading. Oh, there you go. The next thing I'm going to show you here is a really big improvement to space switcher. So now what I have here so far is the hand is following the chest. If I want to make that follow nothing or the world, I would just go in here and change the follow world. You can see there's even like bugs in here. Let's pretend that works for this. Do that again and fix the scale manually. Now that hand is at work. But I cannot switch both of them at the same time. Let's see on the other one here. Now if I select both hands, it's gonna bundle the attributes with the same names. So I can switch them both together. The other cool thing now is that you can pin those extra tools on the toolbar directly. Before you just needed to either access here on the menu or through a hotkey. But now if you really like some of them, you can just go in here and then you have all of those. You can just pin them there. So that's it. I hope you guys like it. Enjoy. Yes.